hello. We are here on our road trip to St. Louis. It's almost 6, and we were supposed to leave at like 10 this morning. And it's already been a hell of a day. Rachel, car troubles. Talk to me.
So, technology is great until it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
And our car doesn't work or doesn't start if the key fob dies. And the key fob died.
That sucks.
And the car wouldn't start.
Hello, and welcome to episode 300 of the Whatnauts Captain's Log. My name is Kyle Springer, and I am joined, as always, by Melissa Wilkinson. Melissa, I got to meet you in person.
In my town, on my home turf.
Yeah,
because for episode 200, I went to go visit you, and you very graciously returned the favor.
I did not forget about that, but thank you for specifying. You have been here in my little my home, my podcast studio, and now I have seen where you podcast from.
Yes,
man, 300 episodes. How about that?
I have peers who have gotten married or had children, and I did this. I chose to do this instead. I had a good time.
I've reached 300 podcast episodes 2 times on 2
right.
different shows.
Who else is? I've never been in the same room as another person who's ever accomplished that. So
right, yeah,
that's what I got going for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a very fun time, and I'm happy you got to come see me, and I can give you a beautiful tour of St. Louis.
It was a great time. It was a fabulous tour. Thank you so much for showing us around. You were an incredible host, an incredible tour guide. You legitimately have so many facts and history just stored up in your brain about all of these spots that I was blown away by.
One of my major fandoms in life is my hometown. I know facts about this the way you know facts about the post-crisis DC universe.
Right, yeah. Where should we start? Car troubles. You guys saw the clip that happens. As Rachel said, she spent most of the day like trying to figure out how to start the car, what to do, had to call in her dad to help her. But yeah, this majorly delayed us. Apparently, I didn't know, but the key fobs that we got for our car has like a key that you can unsheath to actually like physically unlock the car. Like I've had some that like have a button and it flips it out like a switchblade. This does not.
I have one of those,
but it has like a secret compartment where a key slides out. But you still need the key fob working to start the car. Or else you have to do it some manual way by popping the hood and reaching in and under and all that stuff. And that's what took forever. So I have to give a shout out to Rachel, because she was a trooper and
the champ.
Applause all around, because she was already like stressed and frustrated and spent all day outside in the heat, like trying to figure this out, and then has to drive for 8 hours on top of that. Just absolutely incredible. She is a trooper.
You did get to drive under one hell of a full moon. That was a beaut.
When it first came out, it was bright red. And as it got higher up, it just got more and more gold, and it was just beautiful. You had plans to go eat dinner with your mom that Thursday nights. We did not get to make those because we were so delayed, but we did get there safely, and we started our adventures the next day. Melissa, I just want to hear from your perspective. How was it taking this like kind of extended staycation, right? It was not a vacation for you, but you got to be a tour guide. How was things on your end? Did you have fun?
Yes, I love to do this. I love to share facts. I know so many of them, and you were very gracious in agreeing to go to all of my favorite places. took you
Absolutely.
everywhere but the mall. You guys really let me steer the weekend. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. It was a blast. Let me look up my notes here because I know we're starting first with the food. Got to talk about the food here. The first place you took us was Press Waffle Co. This big, it was one place in like this big open area place. What was the name of this place?
Foundry Food Hall.
Specifically, we are at Press Waffle Co. because it's 10 a.m.
I think you and I both got the same thing.
Yes.
The American, just a good old classic breakfast waffle.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel, you got a like strawberry and caramel something. Yeah.
I've been to a place like this. We have one here in Oklahoma. It was kind of a new experience when Rachel took me to the one here in Oklahoma. I like these places. I wish there were more of these things. It's like a big giant.
I think there are more of these things. I think food halls are becoming quite popular.
It's just a big old
you never
food
go
court without the mall.
You never go anywhere but the comic book store and Chili's. That's why you didn't know about food halls.
Right. Yeah, you got me. We went early in the morning. They just opened up. I think most of the places were still opening and weren't open yet. But we were like one of maybe 3 or 4 like couples, groups, families in there. And you were a little bit bummed out because we did not get to have the toasted ravioli.
Big surprise. Toasted ravioli stand not open at 10 a.m. I can't feed you a breakfast ravioli.
Is a Pop-Tart and breakfast ravioli? Anyways, moving on.
I don't want to hear this. This isn't productive.
I did not know exactly what to expect when you mentioned toasted ravioli. In fact, in my notes here, I wrote down fried ravioli at first. Yeah, and you were like, correction, toasted ravioli. Excuse you.
Is it fried? Most of the time, yes. But out of a sense of dignity, we refer to it as toasted ravioli. It is a ravioli in like a breadcrumb crust. Toasted, crispy, crunchy.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I enjoyed it. Yeah, you took us to Fitz's. What is Fitz's?
It is a local soda bottle works. I was able to take you to their original location. I think the only one where they do bottle on site. They make a ton of different soda. They're a local mainstay. And I wanted to show you where the soda comes from. And I knew if we went there, we could get the giant soda floats. Yes. Truly immense, mammoth things. And get you some toasted ravioli. Theirs are a circle. Most toasted ravioli are your traditional square ravioli shape. This is one of the few circles in town, but I like it. I wish more places got the circle.
Later on that same day, we went to go get burgers at a place called High Point. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. High Point Drive-In. You don't actually drive into it, but it is burgers, fries, milkshakes. Just good standard diner food. And we wanted to go here and to this location specifically because they have the real good burger car.
This is the one they used, right?
It is the original burgermobile from the 90s film.
The next day, we went to a Mexican restaurant.
This was Rosalita's Cantina. We go there a lot because it is so beautiful. It looks like it's a much more expensive restaurant than it is. I ordered birria fries and they messed up and they brought me birria fries and birria taco.
I think I had some enchiladas at that place. I forget what Rachel had.
The mango shrimp tacos.
That's right. Mango shrimp tacos. And then I got to meet Jacqueline in person, which was awesome. I was happy to get to meet her finally. And then later that night, you took us to a place called, I believe, the 360 bar.
360 at the Ballpark Hilton so that you could get a good view of the arch. We did not go up to the arch, but I wanted you to have a nice unobstructed view of it, not just spotting it in the distance down Highway 64. We looked at the arch and we looked at the Busch Stadium. I felt like those were important sites for you to see.
Yeah, I thought this was a great location. And we got a like little couch section in the corner that had a window basically looking right at it. Which was perfect. It was neat to see that, like, once it got dark, it lit up. There was lights there. I could see people much closer to it who were then playing with the lights and like doing shadow puppets on the arch, or like dancing in front of the light to like cast their shadow on it. It was a good time. It was good fun. We got some drinks, some charcuterie. I got these little like peanut sauce chicken skewers on a type of rice that I don't think I've ever seen before. The rice was black. I've heard of like wild brown rice. I've seen like red Mexican rice.
It's called forbidden rice.
Forbidden rice. I have had the forbidden rice.
The final thing we did before you left is you were able to meet my mom. My mom took us to brunch at The Shack. The Shack is a otherwise normal brunch restaurant, but all of the items have joke names and every surface is scribbled on with a Sharpie. People are allowed to just write
on the walls, on the table, on the seats,
right.
on the ceiling.
Yes, yeah. There's multiple The Shacks and they're all just like that.
Yeah, I got there. I mean, it was like a standard French toast breakfast. Absolutely delicious. Just ginormous portion sizes too. But yeah, we hit the like Sunday brunch kind of people just getting out of church rush. It was packed. It was lively in there. We had a great time, and I was so happy to get to meet your mom. I'm glad we got to do all of that. Immediately when we got in the car after we left, Rachel went, "She is so stinking cute."
She is.
Yeah. So shout out to Melissa's mom. Melissa, let me ask you this. If there was one other place that you would have taken us to, what would that place have been? What did I miss out on?
We did not find the opportunity in our whirlwind trip to get you a gooey butter cake or to get you any St. Louis pizza. There's a number of other things we missed. You had requested ice cream, and we went to Fitz's and got floats, but you didn't get a float, so you never got any ice cream.
I just didn't happen to have the appetite at that. And I knew like immediately after that, it's like, we're going to go eat burgers. And I was like, all right, let me save my appetite for the burgers.
True.
There.
We have a rich culinary history. If you would have arrived on time on Thursday night, we would have taken you to one of the Italian restaurants on the hill, our dedicated Italian neighborhood. I think that is the type of food that we are best known for, is our Italian cuisine. I also never got you any Old Town Donuts. Old Town Donuts is a little mom and pop shop in Florissant, and they were recently voted the best donuts in America.
Oh, nice. Let's move on to the art museum. This is one of the first things we did Friday morning. Got to see a bunch of cool art, and then specifically went to go see this exhibit called Roaring, which was all about like 1920s era cars and fashion and stuff like that.
Yeah. Roaring, art, fashion, and the automobile in France, 1918 to 1939, I believe is the full formal title of the exhibition. It is an original. It is originally created here at our museum. It has 12 antique French cars, dozens of beautiful old like dresses and coats and accessories. And it's all about taking the concept of the roaring 20s and like what made it roaring. A lot of it was the rise of the automobile, of speed in a way that people had not had before, and how that rippled out into art and design in all of these different ways.
They had a wooden one that was like the original design for like a Volkswagen or something like that.
Yeah, like a maquette, like an example test car. We just made it out of wood just to get the shape and size of it right.
they had this one specific Bugatti that was just ginormous. This thing was a boat.
Yes.
You know how some trucks that are like a little higher up have that little step to get up in them or stuff like that? This Bugatti had them, but they were like the size of me.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like
yes,
I
a
could
full-
lay down on that thing entirely. You'd be like,
possibly
"Oh, this is
two
spacious."
full human men on each side of the car could fit on
Wild.
that thing.
Absolutely wild how big this car is, but it still only fits two people inside, right? Like, was there something in that exhibit that you really liked or enjoyed?
The costumes are outfits, dresses,
The
coats.
fashion, yeah.
All of the fashion, yes. Like Hermes was a major player in early automobile fashion. Like a woman was in an entirely different situation in a car that required whole new fashions and ideas
Right, yeah.
that they didn't have before, new materials.
I saw one thing that I thought was really funny. They have this exhibit about this woman who was early successful women racers in there, and they had like a clip of her and her races on there and all the accolades she won and stuff like that. And I think one of the outfits they had was one of her racing suits there. If you read the plaque, yeah, it talks about how great she was, all these accolades she won, and then the very last sentence is like, oh, by the way, she was maybe a Nazi sympathizer.
Right.
And it was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, all of these cars were fascinating. I like that silver and red
Yeah,
one.
the teardrop.
Yeah, that one was really neat. And I did overhear one of the people walking around making sure everything is okay, talking to someone else, asking about how they got the cars in there and if they were pushed or if they were driven in somehow. And so the guy mentioned that they were pushed. However, most of the cars were in working condition, which I thought was fascinating. It's like, oh, someone could just drive this Bugatti off, and
Yes.
that would be it. Back up to the actual art museum that's typically there. We got to see all kinds of stuff. I thought it was a fabulous art museum.
Thank you.
Guys had art from all kinds of different time periods, decades, different styles, more classical Renaissance stuff to more expressionistic, surreal stuff. That's stuff that I really like and enjoy.
They do change things around a lot. I am at our local art museum quite frequently. It is free, but I'm still surprised. They will add something, change something, move something around. The area just outside of the Roaring exhibit that was all Pueblo pottery, I hadn't had a chance to walk through that yet. That was really beautiful. And like such a wide variety of types of pieces and eras of pieces. It wasn't just historical works, but things that were made by artisans in like the 90s.
Right. Yeah.
So you got to see this art form evolve over a very long stretch of time.
Well, we also got to go to a different museum after this one. We got to go to the City Museum.
When you say City Museum, that's such a generic phrase. Maybe it's so generic on purpose, just to surprise you with what it actually is. It is an old shoe factory that some artists and sculptors took over in the 90s and just completely covered with all sorts of found object art. And everything is touchable and climbable. It's full of little hidey holes and secret passageways.
It really is. We got in there because
You've shown me pictures. I thought it looked neat, but it's something entirely different to like experience it in person.
Yes.
It's almost overwhelming that there's so much stuff.
Especially now. They've added so much stuff to it since when it opened when I was a kid. I can imagine if you walk in now when you're experiencing all of this stuff for the first time all at once, that is a lot to take in. We live in the age of things like the Meow Wolf. You and I went to something else like this, like Mixtape, I think it was called, that was in Oklahoma City. But they're slicker. They have digital components or very clearly like graphic designed components. They are from a post-computer world. City Museum is pre-computer. Even the stuff they've built since then
still has that
right,
just tactile. It's made to be touched and messed with.
Right, and I love these digital art, weird experiential art museums. But this was built knowing you'd, I don't know, put a Polaroid in your punk rock zine.
We got in, I got set up and started, and I turned around, and Rachel was just gone.
Yep.
Just gone, and we didn't see her for hours.
Right, and she comes back, and she's like, I was in space. I don't know how I got there.
Yeah. And like that's what's incredible about this place is there's just so many nooks and crannies and twists and turns, and you really can get lost in this place.
One of my favorite things in this is they have this like man-made fake cave system that you can go in and walk around, and it's like multi-storied, but because there's all these different hidey holes and things you don't know, like there are places that you don't know is another hallway or another pathway unless you like slip in there and like get up close and personal with this thing. And so you won't know where someone might pop out. So we are exploring the caves.
You'll just hear somebody shout from above and you look up and there's like a kid crawling across a grate.
And that's kind of what happened to me is we were exploring these caves and it's so dark in there that I hear someone from below me. I thought I stepped on them because it was so close to my foot. But he apparently looked at me and goes, "Hey, nice shoes." I just go, "Thanks," and walked on. Like
a mysterious voice from some little hidey hole. Yeah,
right. Like I knew he was like down to my left, and that was it. But I could not see him. And I knew it's like, oh, there must be like a hole that this kid has stuck his head out of to be like, hey, you, nice shoes. It's like, oh, thanks, kid. But it was such a delightful experience of like, I was not expecting there to be a hole there or a kid popping out of said hole, right? And then we went to this little circus show that was there. You were like, I want to hit the circus show. Tell me about this circus show that happened.
They just have a circus area. It's not a big area, so the act is never more than like maybe 3 people. We saw a solo performer.
He's juggling like pins. He's juggling knives. He's jumping on trampolines, balancing on this big giant workout ball.
Incredible clowning and juggling and acrobatics. A very funny show.
Yes.
I didn't realize how much I needed that. I don't have enough opportunities in my life to see good clowning.
It's full circus. I loved it. I'm going to marry a clown. I decided I'm going to marry either like a doctor, a lawyer, or a clown.
When we first started and we started to explore, in the place we explored, there's this like log cabin, like the front of a log cabin that's built into a wall. And you had said when we looped back around there that this was a place that you went with your friends in middle school, right?
Yes, like 8th grade.
And you guys would discuss theories on Lost.
Yes. But we were probably hanging out there around like season 1, season 2.
And then you guys were in the cabin when you guys did you guys see Jacob's cabin last night? Oh
What
my
do you
god,
think's
and
gonna-
we're in a cabin now?
It's like, who took Walt? What's the deal with Claire's baby? Is anything gonna happen to that baby? Like, that's what we're saying, huddled in a little cabin in a fake cave.
What was interesting is I last night went back and I watched the video that I was recording of that thing, and there's a little kid who appears on screen in a red shirt, and he's yelling for a friend of his or a parent, but he's yelling for them by name. The name was Sawyer.
You can go through some of this when you're not drinking.
Oh my god!
I'm not even kidding. He's like, Sawyer! Sawyer! Just incredible.
That's ghostly. That's
it
chills.
really is. So good fun times. We had a blast.
Melissa, take us to the Muny.
Hi, welcome to the Muny. So the Muny started in, I believe, 1918, around there. It is over 100 years old. It originated as the Municipal Opera Theater of St. Louis, which is where the name Muny comes from.
Okay.
And every summer it produces 7 Broadway musicals. These are not national tours that come through. They produce these shows. Each show runs for about a week, all in one compressed season in the summer, outside. And one of the remarkable things about the Muny is how quickly all of these shows come together.
That's awesome.
They have a lot less rehearsal time than many other shows. And in fact, rehearsal time is so cramped, at least rehearsal time getting on the stage, because as soon as one show is over, they strike the set, put up the next set. They'll rehearse in the middle of the night at like 2 a.m. just to get it in.
Hardcore.
Literally, as soon as
Not
the set
hardcore
is up,
unless you live hardcore, you know?
as soon as the set is up, as soon as the other show is over, they start rehearsing.
Yeah.
The Muny is perhaps my very favorite single place in St. Louis. It is in Forest Park, where the Art Museum is also. Forest Park is a gym. It is a massive, beautiful space with multiple museums and cultural institutions in it, all of which are free to one level or another.
We're not allowed to get videos of the actual performance and stuff like that. It was an incredible production. We got to see Frozen, which I've never actually seen the movie, so that was my first time seeing Frozen. But it was a blast. We had a great time. Lots of families there with their young little girls. We got rained on while we were there. Now, you said this was a rite of passage. So
I think so. I think so. With this being an outdoor summertime theater, there is a high risk of getting rained on, and the show does everything it possibly can to keep the show going. Yeah, we got rained on firmly, but briefly, a little bit at the beginning of the night before the show started.
It was actually
and then you
kind of nice. It cooled things off a little bit.
Yes, it was very hot.
Yeah. So it worked out.
And then you get to see them bring out the big industrial fans and the squeegees and squeegee the water off the stage, because the stage is open air. There's nothing covering it. And then everybody claps when the stage-hands come out with the squeegees and the mops. They're our heroes.
It's like the Zamboni guy at a hockey game. Everyone's like, yeah, Zamboni guy!
Yes. And earlier this year, Lin-Manuel Miranda came to see the Muny for the first time, and he also came on a night where it stormed.
That's awesome.
I'm like, good, correct. It's never pleasant when it storms, but there is something magical about it when it storms and the show goes on anyway. And I'm happy both you and Broadway legend Lin-Manuel Miranda got to see the Muny for the first time under these specific circumstances.
I really enjoyed just like how much it's a mix of like there's a big giant screen in the back, but there's trees on the stage that are like a permanent part of the stage, but also the costumes and the big set things that they're wheeling in and out. I think my favorite was the puppet, was Olaf. I loved that he's just this like, he's a big giant puppet, and the guy that is puppeting him, like you can see him like full thing, like his feet are Olaf's feet, or like have some like, extensions to be like his feet. But he's like manipulating this big like puppet mouth head thing. And that was just like, this is so cool. I like this.
Yes.
What did you think of the show? What was your standout part of the show?
So I've seen a lot of stuff here. But Frozen was able to pull out something I've never seen there before, which is lasers.
It's a great moment. Like the lights and the lasers and the costume change all happen in an instant, on beat. The song just keeps playing. She keeps singing like, it's not a costume change where they like hide it behind a thing, even though it's super fast. It happens in the midst of like everyone watching, and it's just, yeah, and it's just
Boom.
man, and that, yeah, just incredible stuff. Yeah, it was a great time. So thank you for taking us to that. We had a blast.
My pleasure. Happy you enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yesterday, we went to go see Superman.
We did. We saw it in what I believe to be James Gunn's childhood movie theater, where he would have seen Richard Donner's Superman.
So, we are about to go see the new Superman movie, and I have a bit of a confession. I'm wearing my Batman underwear to go see Superman. So, yeah.
I have since watched the new Rockstars breakdown of everything, and it was kind of amazing, because in that they mentioned the theater that we went to, which is what you had said. You were like, I think this is James Gunn's hometown theater.
Yes, he's from St. Louis. I knew the specific part of St. Louis he was from. I'd watched a video of him talking about Richard Donner's Superman, and he mentioned the theater he went to. He's like, I saw this at the theater in Des Peres in 1978. Like, as far as I know, there's only ever been this one theater in Des Peres, Missouri, and it's still there today. And I can take you there to see James Gunn's Superman, where he saw Richard Donner's Superman. And then I did not know this before I watched the new Rockstars video, but Jim Lee also grew up here and went to the same theater.
Just on the opposite side of town, yeah.
Yes, incredible. That was a big surprise. I don't know why I never knew that before.
So what did you think? What did you think of Superman?
Homeboy delivered. It was so sweet. It did feel sincerely Midwestern.
Mm-hmm.
It's paced well. The thing really moves. It never slows down. You're never bored. I think that's the most important thing to do in a summer blockbuster like this.
Yes, yeah.
And it's, I think, starting the new DC universe off on a good foot. I think it sets a good tone.
I agree. Yeah, I think a good first step. It's very earnest.
Yes.
And I think that is the heart of it. That's what they're trying to go for with this new Superman. And I would have worn Superman underwear, but I don't have any. I have Batman, I have Wonder Woman, and I even have Avengers and Spider-Man. But I think this had a good mix of everything and left enough of the different pockets and corners of like, ooh, I would love to see more happening in the Daily Planet itself. Or I would love to know more about what's happening with the Green Lanterns or the Justice Gang, stuff like that. So yeah, I had a great time. I thought it was a lot of fun too.
Unabashedly silly, earnest. There's times where maybe it could have gone subtler with the message, but I think the movie owns, I am just going to say the thing. Like at the end of the movie, Superman thinks back on his time with Ma and Pa Kent, who are a real highlight of the movie for me. Real
Midwestern. Real Midwestern energy.
Ma and Pa Kent. And he thinks back not to a single memory, but this massive maximalist collage of an entire childhood spent with them. And I think that encapsulates what the movie's trying to do. It's like, we're not about subtlety. We are about like full wear it on our chest, like big, honest, earnest love.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is maybe not something we've been used to seeing in a movie for a while.
I've seen a lot of people compare it to like older superhero movies like Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi one.
I know.
Yeah.
When Eric Voss said this is the best since Spider-Man 2, I knew I was in good hands.
Like,
and I love that he's like, this is the standard. Spider-Man 2 is the standard.
It's still a good one.
We've all been trying to reach for 20-something years.
Yeah.
I think this is just a great launch pad for whatever the rest of James Gunn's DC universe will be.
And we were in such an excited theater.
Yes.
There was really something in the air in that theater. People were hyped to see it. I think some of it was hometown pride, not just excitement for comic book fans. There's folks in outfits, t-shirts, pajamas, capes. There's an adult, like a man in his 50s dressed as Crypto the Super Dog.
incredible. Loved it. I just didn't know what it was, and it was like, oh, crypto, amazing.
Right.
But like so
Crypto
good.
does have
Like I
quite
love
large,
this. Yeah.
almost rabbit-like ears. Yes.
Yeah, big floppy
It was
dog ears.
it was also your first time at a Marcus Theater,
Mhm.
a Midwestern chain I'm very fond of that is not in your particular area in Oklahoma. So I was
Yeah.
happy I got to take you to see Greg Marcus.
Sorry for not wearing Superman underwear.
The trip home. Well, like you said, we did finally get to meet your mom that Sunday morning for brunch, and shortly after that is I went to go see your apartment as the next stop after that. Then we made our way home, and the trip was much easier than
Good.
on the way back. I think you could really tell just like, oh man, yeah, we were truly exhausted on the way up here. But about 2 hours outside of St. Louis, we got to stop at Uranus Fudge Factory.
Good. I
Yeah.
have driven by this so many times, but I've never actually bothered to stop. How was it?
It is interesting. I think the main attraction is the kind of general store that is the Uranus Fudge Factory itself. They of course have all these kind of signs and billboards along the way to let you know that like, hey, there's this big stop, please stop here, right? Of course, the wording for something like Uranus Fudge Factory, they're playing on the
Yes.
joke. Have a good time in Uranus. Find all the fudge in Uranus, right? All the fart jokes, all the butt jokes, all the poop jokes.
Right. And dads as well. Dads love
yes,
this too.
Dad humor. I made sure to tell my dad about this because I thought it was really funny. But yeah, they have a number of shops. They have a little ice cream store. You can get some ice cream. They have a gift shop that is also like, hey, we do a freak show here. If you want to see like sword swallowing and stuff
Cool.
like that, you can see stuff like that. The big like general main store, I think, is the big main attraction. You go in and they have all kinds of fudge, all kinds of taffy. They make the fudge there themselves. We got a cookies and cream, a Butterfinger, and then a peanut butter and chocolate one, and it was delicious. We did not get taffy, but we got all the other kinds of knickknacks and like little pins and magnets and stuff like that. It's just a fun little rest stop if you need to stop along the way.
Good.
That was Uranus Fudge Factory. And then last but not least, don't have much to say on this, but Rachel and I, the first time at a Buc-ee's. I don't know if you've been to a Buc-ee's.
Either.
Do you know what they are though? These like
Yes,
big giant
yes.
like
Yes. It is
gas
quite a
stations.
landmark. I've seen the Buc-ee's. I've just never had occasion to go inside.
Was not expecting how big this thing was. We like take the exit and it's packed. Like the exit is packed to get to this place. We get there, we turn the corner, we see this thing. This is as big as a Walmart supercenter. Like what the hell? How is it this big? I
What the
don't
hell, indeed.
understand. Yeah, like this thing was ginormous. I was not expecting that at all. But we stopped and we gassed up and we got some snacks there. So that was our
Cool.
trip back.
I'm happy you enjoyed your first trip through Missouri. We've got a lot to offer.
It was a blast. I can't say thank you enough. But that's it. That's episode 300. We made it. 300 episodes. Which I have to say it feels like though we have an episode 300 curse, because even for the review show we lost our entire episode and had to redo the thing, and for this one we had car troubles and like almost didn't make it and stuff like that. So but let's wrap it up. Let's end it there. Melissa, where can people get in contact with you?
Email me. Just email me the old-fashioned way at yourhostmelissa@gmail.com.
There you go. You guys can get in contact with me at Yo Kyle Springer. If you guys would like to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at thewhatnauts.com on Blue Sky. So please go like, share, and subscribe. You guys know the deal with that. If you're checking this out on YouTube, go check out more of our videos right over there. Hopefully this like travel log episode kind of thing worked out. We shall see. But yeah, this has been episode 300 of the Captain's Log. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.